We'll go to table tennis, right? Table tennis, one of those sports, even though they didn't win a medal, but what Arnold Quadri was able to achieve in Rio 2016 was just incredible because he became the first African, to get to the quarterfinals of the Olympics. That's a massive, massive achievement, Cecilia. I don't know. For me, I think it's just incredible, very remarkable feat by Arnold Quadri in that particular one. And Segun Toriola, 7-time Olympian, that's incredible as well too, because what it means is for him to get to the Olympics 7 times, he's been able to dominate the Nigerian scene as well as the African scene. And make no mistake about it, Africa is massive. Africa is only second in terms of area and size to Asia. So for him to dominate such a massive continent, to represent Nigeria 7 times, I think it's another very incredible feat. And over the weekend, we had sports philanthropist Frank Momo actually redeemed his pledge to the team. He rewarded them with cash and prizes as well to Cecilia. I mean, these are the kind of stuff that we need in the country. For the under 23 side, we heard about the Japanese guy, right? But we have Nigerians that are actually doing the same as well in the country.
I mean, this gets to show the look. When a particular sport is doing well, people get to support them. I love what Arnold Quadri said, when he came up to actually collect his prize. He said, look, before I even went to the Olympics, the money that Frank Momo gave me, that was what he used in buying his equipment. So, because they were supposed to use to train. You remember what they said? They've already finished the competition. They were home before that one actually arrived. Supposing he didn't really get that. I mean, the support system, it's something we can really not emphasize so much because we know what it is. We know what it takes for you to actually want to support a sport. We know that government funding is really not enough because it's practically nothing right now compared to what was obtainable in the past. So when you now have athletes who are doing well, or rather athletes that they have potentials, there are ways you can actually support them. That alone will just motivate them to go all out.
Of course.
Just maybe, I mean, I'm just trying to say, what if you didn't get that money? I mean, when you have clothes for the opening ceremony arriving after most of the events were over, I mean, most of the things they were used to train, the equipment and all that arriving when most of the games were over, and how do you relate to that? It's just something you just didn't really want to, dwell on because it's not really good at all.
It's not good, but it's good. It's not only Japanese that is actually representing, that is actually supporting our athletes. We have a Nigerian actually doing as well. Let's just have a quick look of how that event went down over the weekend, where Nigeria's table tennis team were presented with monetary rewards.
The team has been fantastic, so I heard. Now, the federation is being headed by my very good friend Wahid Enita Oshodi, a fantastic man, a man who is ready to make sacrifices. Now, for a player to invest his own money to represent a country or his country, that is the true definition of patriotism. We decided to honor our athletes who have gone there to raise our flags above our expectations. For Arnold Quadri, he got to the quarterfinals, and for him to get to the quarterfinals, he had to beat the former world #1, who is actually a member of the custodians of ping pong. We know that the Chinese are the owners of table tennis, and the man he beat is a Chinese, or was a Chinese. And he got to the quarterfinals, and that was the first time any African would get to that level in table tennis in the Olympics.
Before we went to Olympic Games, I actually got support from him, and from the support I got from him, I was able to buy my equipment, which I used to play in the Olympic Games. Wow. Because the government gave my equipment for all of us in the team. And finally, I was really motivated after I got the support from him.
Happened today, for beginning of my career to now, I've never experienced this. A big thanks to the Mr. Frank Momo, also a big thanks to the front group, because for a long time we, especially table tennis, we never have anyone support us, any private company support us. We players, we work very hard, and all the expensive, we take care of our expensive ourselves.
what you have done to me, you have set another issue. And I hope you have made this thing, this gathering, a media event in which not only in Nigeria, but all over the world, they will know that somebody that is thinking beyond what the company can give to us.
But that's the way it is. I mean, when you perform well and while you're doing so well, somehow you always get someone out there that would reward you for what you've done. And hopefully, we're just praying and hoping that most Nigerians will get to see this. It's going to set the ball rolling for more corporate bodies. I mean, philanthropies. I mean, we saw what the Japanese did to the Dream Team and all that. They even flew all the way to go watch them play. And after that, when I actually asked him the question, I was like, when we asked him the question, I was like, yeah, he's a funny guy. I mean, he said he was going to do it, and he done it.
That's one issue.
That's the issue.
Yeah, because I know you saw one article recently where we've seen Nigerians actually pledge, a certain amount of money and they never redeem it, right? But we're not going to start naming names now. So renowned.
They just actually need to do that because somehow, I mean, when someone not promise you money, I mean, Cesar said he promised he was going to do it and he did it. I mean, he was actually surprised. That's why he was smiling because he knew why he was saying that, because they've had so many promises in the past. It was part of the squad 1994, right? We won the Nations Cup, houses and everything till now. Let's not go into details. It's just so much. That's why he was smiling. I mean, he said he was going to do it and he did the same with Franco Moto. He promised these guys, look, just go there, put in your best, and when you come back, you get something. And Quadri said, look, this money is going to help me to actually go on different training tours, and that's something. And when I saw the list of the guys participating at the World Cup, he's number 2 and everything. I mean, he's on the move again. So by October now, he's going to be participating in the men's World Cup. So that's a big one because as an African champion, that's why it's there. Just imagine, he just won't get things like this. So how will he move on? It's really remarkable.
It is, but then, Cecilia, these are just isolated events, and the what's it called? The system still needs to do its own part in terms of the reward system. Where any of us talk about it yesterday, but that's another topic of discussion. We'll come to it later on. And this one, Cecilia, I don't know what you think about this. Solomon Dalong, that's the Minister of Sports in Nigeria, just congratulating the Dream Team 6 after winning bronze and a step ahead of London 2012 Olympics. Things can only get better. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it can get better because, I mean, it's never been this bad. So he's saying it can get better, which is actually a step forward. I mean, if a step ahead of London 2012.
Then congratulations.
I really don't think so because, I mean, if you look at London 2012, most of our athletes even got to the finals. I mean, they didn't have issues of equipment not coming. Maybe that's not what we're talking about.
But the bottom line, though,
congratulating the Dream Team for getting that bronze medal. So we'll stick with that. A good one.
Bottom line, London, there was nothing. Yeah,
but this one, there's something.
Yeah, but still, I don't think there's anything to celebrate. I don't see a lot of Nigerians celebrating this bronze.
Do you know how many people ask me, you're going to put bronze medal? Yeah,
for a massive country like this, that's a massive underachievement. There's no two ways about it. But in terms of things getting better, that's where the real issue is, because he has to be the driver for change in terms of sports in Nigeria, because that's the position he's in. He's been put in that position by the president, so it's got to start with him. Yeah. There's a lot wrong, Cecilia. There's a lot wrong. We can't cover everything in this show. We're going to need like 2, 3, 4, 5 shows to cover everything wrong with Nigerian sports. But the change starts with him. He's the leader. He's got to lead, and hopefully his subordinates follow. And let's see where Nigerian sports will be in the next couple of years. We have the London Championship. That's the London 2070. That's the World Athletics Championships. That's just next year.
Next year.
You know what I mean?
Let's start from there.
I don't think that's too early for Nigeria right now to make an impact. It is too early. I mean, it is too early.
With those guys at the Olympics,
come on, those guys are going to be there again. So that might be a very tough one. But what about Tokyo 2020? Okay. What about whoever gets to host 2024?
Of course, we're also hosting the next African Senior Championships also.
Yes, starting with down here, but that's on the African scene, yeah. So there's a lot to be done, a lot of work to be done, and hopefully the authorities, just, I don't know.
Okay, now, why not
taking hands out?
Start with the sports festival. They said after the Olympics,
Yeah.
oh, we're waiting, right? Nice one. I mean, they've got something to
I thought you
look
forgot
forward
about
to.
that.
Why would I? They can start with that. So let's see how they can actually make the National Sport Festival a reality this year. No more postponement and all that. The organizer says they're actually ready. Most of the venues are ready. I mean, they want to host and all that. So all the government needs to do now, I mean, pump money into your sports commission, the different sports council you have across your state, and see how these athletes can actually be given, you know, a leeway, because most of them were not smiling at all, both home and abroad. And it's something we're not really happy about. We don't want a situation whereby athletes who were born and brought up in the US will come here, over here. I mean, these are athletes here simply because they don't have the facilities those guys over there have. So there's always that advantage. Just imagine the two athletes who actually got to the final, I mean, who made an impact in the event, actually homegrown. Talking about Brume, Divine Oduduru and all that. But those who came from the US, when they saw the system here, they just couldn't cope. But these guys were already solid. They're used to, you know, not having so much. And of course, whatever they now need to do, they just put in their best and do the very best and get the best out of themselves.